Oh no, how are you? How are you? How you been?
I'm fine. I've been doing well. Missing the football.
Oh, missing the
And you?
football. Yeah, Um, so we're just going to do a little chat. As I say, Trevor will see this as well, by the way. So just
Okay,
I won't
that's
scare you.
no problem.
Um, so this is your second year
Yeah.
at Buxwood. First question is, why did you choose Buxwood?
Why did I choose boxing? Because when I was in year 11 and I was looking for where next to take my football, I was an under 16 and I played in the national cup in the school I was in previously. And Boxwood went to the final of that competition. So I thought it was a good level to step up to.
Hmm. Did
Yeah.
Did you know anybody here before you came? Or?
Oh no, I did not know anybody before I came, but I came with someone.
You came with someone, but you obviously can't remember. Look at that face.
Yeah.
So tell me, I mean, obviously this year has been a bit strange for everybody. With no competitive football really, and obviously not much hope of it happening anytime soon. But how have you found it this year? Because obviously it's affected training and everything. So how has that been for you?
It's been hard. It's surely been hard, like keeping the motivation to keep actively going for training all the time while we know that we don't have any games coming. But I think it could have been a lot worse because we were still training at a high level and playing a lot of games between ourselves. So that kept us interested, if you understand what I mean. And yeah, altogether, I feel like it was hard, but it wasn't too bad because I feel like it could have been a lot worse.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what would you advise some of the younger players who are either at the school at the minute or not at the school? What would you say to them?
Um, the only advice I'd give, the only advice I'll give the young ones, I'd say to not get carried away at the end of the day because Boxwood is a really and you find a lot of personalities in Boxwood. So you should really never forget why you came to the school. Although you get a lot of friends from everywhere, you shouldn't let the type of friends you get defer you from your priority. That's what I tell them.
Very
Yeah.
good, very good advice. So obviously, as I say, this is your second year, so you have been involved in competitive matches and obviously played last year. How did you find the English game last year?
Very physical, very physical. Uh, it's more tactical than I thought, if that makes sense. Obviously, like playing games and watching like professional matches, you hear a lot about tactics and everything. But actually, like going into a game and your coach telling you this, and you in the game as you're playing, you see why they told you to do stuff like that. Even if it's just at grassroots level, the amount of research training that goes into the game is at a very high level.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Did you expect? Did everything happen as you expected as far as last year is concerned? Was it exactly
Mhm.
as you expected?
No, uh, no, not at all. I when I first came, uh, I personally didn't think I was gonna make the team like straight away, and luckily I was able to do that because my coach selected me, and let's I was able to manage to keep up, but it was at a really high level. Like I knew that coming in it would be good because I came in based on the expectations. But the people that were playing around me were all class players. good people from all around the world. Yeah.
Yeah. If we were to rewind and obviously take out the virus stuff, there's nothing we can do. I can see Koki and Kudai are floating around a little bit in the background.
Yeah.
I might get them at some point, so they want to behave. Otherwise, I'll get them on the video. What I was going to say, if you had to make that decision again, would you do it?
To come to Boxwood?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll do it again, and I would recommend it as well. I've actually spoken to my parents about it, and I think my brother's going to be here in September. My little brother.
That's good.
Yeah, so it's definitely something I would recommend. It's helped my game. It's changed my football for the better.
I mean, you're one of the senior players that actually a lot in the academy do look up to. So do you ever feel that there's an expectation from you or pressure from you to lead by example?
I would not necessarily pressure, but yeah, there's an expectation. I feel like because I've been told and I've seen that there are a lot of people that do some things that I do without even me noticing, if that makes sense. Like, let's say something happened to me, or let's say I'm late for one training session, and next week or something like that, there are people that start to come late for training sessions as well. I've seen situations where, like, for a week or a few days, while going down for training, I go straight to get the balls. And one day I went there and I was seeing a group of people taking the balls. I'm not saying it was because of me, but yeah, just little things like that. I've noticed that what I do, people are watching. So I wouldn't necessarily say it's pressure, but expectations.
Mm-hmm. I mean, obviously, this year, had the season gone as normal as it should have done, I know that you were one of a couple who were being muted for captain this year. So that just shows what sort of level that you've shown over the last couple of years. So that you should take that as a positive, because there aren't many that it's very easy to give somebody the captain's armband, but not everybody actually gives a captain's performance, and I think that's something that you've developed over the couple of years, is that you lead by example, and you're always there motivating players, your teammates, which I think is a really important quality. So
Thank you.
That's welcome. So anyway, a couple of things. So, what's your plans after Buxwood? What would you like to do if you could have? What's your A plan and your B plan, so to speak?
Well, actually, my plan at the moment is by August this year, I would be in university in America, playing college football, and hopefully from there be able to work into the MLS in the next 2-3 years. So football is still my number one plan, and my B plan, as you said, sort of is to get the degree from the university I'm going to, because I will be playing football and continuing my education. So yeah.
You had a couple of US offers, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I got 4.
You got 4. Who offered you a place?
The one I took, or all 4 of them.
Yeah.
I can't really remember all 4, like the names, but I remember that the 2, because it came down to the final 2.
What were the final 2 then?
A university called Clayton State.
Yep.
And another one, the one which I am going to in August. It's called Davis and Elkins College. Yeah, they both play in the NCAA in the USA, so it's a good platform before we can move on to the MLS.
Good. I wish you well with that, because as I said, you know, you're a really good little player. Well, I can't say little, because you're a big bulking lad. I remember that. But I mean, I was talking to Felipe the other day, and I said to him, who in the academy do you hate playing against? And he said, I hate playing against Uno because he's so difficult to defend against. So that's a pretty. I think that's another good compliment, seeing as he's quite a good player as well.
Yeah, he's
really
good.
I know quite often when I can remember that Bexhill College game when we were going up against big fellas in their back four, and it came down to penalties. I know in the end, but they thought they could manhandle you, and they didn't realise actually that you enjoy that sort of physical play, don't you? Really, I mean, let's be honest, you quite like a good matchup.
Yeah, that is my type of football. I just enjoy the physicality of the game. Yeah.
So the question goes to you then. Okay, so in the academy, who do you most admire? Who do you think who do you really, really like as a player? And who have you found the most difficult to play against?
Is that 2 questions or 3?
There's 2 questions. So one is, who do you most admire or enjoy playing with? And who do you hate playing against?
Who do I most admire? I really like playing with or watching Prince play. He's a midfielder in the team from Ghana. He's got a little bit of everything, or a massive bit of everything to his game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just enjoy how he's got the fine balance between the technical side and the physical side of the game. Not many people have that.
Mm-hmm.
And who do I hate playing against?
I mean, you don't have to hate it, but who is it the most difficult to play against? Go on. Because I know you like everybody, so it's fine.
I would probably say Bello, Virgilio. One of the most difficult people to play against, because he's a centre back and he's really, really quick, and you don't really. So playing against him was quite difficult when I came near him.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I lost you just a little bit there. So just in the middle of while you were saying that you were playing Bello, that I lost you. So just.
I said that because my first year here, he played as centre back, and he's really quick, and you don't find a lot of really quick centre backs. So it took me a really long time to learn how to play against that type of person. So yeah. When you
did you? I mean, so when you just a quick thought, when you came into Buxwood, and that first couple of weeks or first month, did anybody give you any advice that has stuck with you since you've been there?
Advice?
Yeah, anybody. Could have been one of the players, could have been one of the coaching staff, anything that stuck out and you've gone, oh, right, let's change that question. Has there been any advice that you've received in the last 2 years that has stuck with you that you felt is valuable?
There's been a lot. I've learned a lot of different things. For one, I'm thinking of a specific one to say, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. If it's difficult, think of what's the biggest learning thing you've done in 2 years? What's the one thing that you the biggest learning experience? What did you learn?
It's a thing. Let's say controlling your emotions. I've never really been one personally to get angry or flip over little things. But I've seen like situations where my teammates have like gotten over, like they overreacted, or they got too angry over some things, and we ended up having to pay for it, either with the person getting a yellow card or a red card.
Mhm.
I've seen things like that, and it's taught me that for the 90 minutes while you're on the pitch, there should be nothing to make you go over your head.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, so last thing I'm going to ask you. So obviously we're going to look at putting some of these on social media, our usual social media, as you know, we're on TikTok and all sorts of other things now.
Yeah, TikTok.
So obviously other people will see this who are thinking about coming to England, you know, coming to experience European football, etc. What would you say about coming to Buxwood? Why should they come to Buxwood? And would you recommend it?
Why should they come to Buxwood? Why should they come to Buxwood? And would I recommend it? Yes, I would recommend Buxwood to anybody else coming, mainly if they're coming for football. If football is something that they take really seriously at Buxwood, and it's played at a very high level, that is one of the reasons why I would recommend it. Another reason why I would recommend it is because although we're all here playing, like looking for what's next, there's a sense of togetherness that I really felt mainly in my first year. That in my first year when I came, I didn't really feel like, oh, I was the new kind of guy that had to prove myself to anyone. I felt like I was playing football with my friends, even though I had barely known any of them. They just made things comfortable, and they laugh around a lot in Boxwood. Generally, people are happy. And the education as well is good if you're looking for that.
Good. Thanks for your time, Uno.
Thank you. Happy to be here.